Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please scream your head off for Hrithik Roshan and Priyanka Chopra, the stars of Krrish 3.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, this is incredible.
So exciting to be here.
But I can't sit down. I'm just too excited. I cannot sit down. Can I just keep standing here?
Please.
Wow. Thank you.
First question, Hrithik. When you did Koi Mil Gaya all those years ago, did you think that you'd be doing a third part to it?
Oh, not at all. Well, you really can't predict life. When I was doing Koi Mil Gaya, it was just such a fascinating experience for me, playing a mentally challenged a child, and it just brought back so much of my own childhood. Rohit is like it's one end of the spectrum of my personality, and Krrish is the other. So both of them are like my alter egos, and I think we all have them inside of us. Don't you feel that you have like that child inside of you that just craves that love and is vulnerable, and then you have that unstoppable side to yourself, and you got to like balance yourself out there. And if you strike that right balance, as I have learned through my journey in Krrish, man, you can ride and overcome anything in your life. It's just a combination of these two people inside of you, and if you're aware of them, man, you really can. You can attract all the love in the world, with the Rohit inside of you, and you can be unbreakable and unstoppable in the face of any despair, any struggle, by being the Krrish inside of you. So my journey has taught me to really find that hero within myself, and it really has worked for me. It's become such an integral part of my life now that I carry his symbol with me, just to remind myself that I need to associate myself with those values that a superhero lives by. And that's all he's about. A superhero is not about the cape and the mask and flying around in buildings, and he's about the code that he lives by, the values that he lives by, his character. That's what makes him a superhero, and we all have that within us. And it's time we find out. It's time you find out, find that Krrish within you, as I have within me. And that's the essence for me, where this film is concerned. It's all about finding that hero within.
But were you aiming to like break ground with each film? With the first film, you created a new genre in Hindi cinema. With the second one, you gave us the first superhero. And now with this third one, you've done incredible special effects, all done in India. I mean, was that a plan as well?
Well, it's like Apple, isn't it? It's about evolution, it's about progress, it's about contribution to the world, and
innovation.
And that's innovation. That's how I see cinema. For me, it's contribution to my audience, and I just love challenges. I like going where no man has gone before. It's just the way I am. That's what excites me. I'm an adventurer. I'm an explorer. And well,
and how,
whatever comes along with that
how did you feel about jumping into the middle of a successful franchise when you joined the team?
Well, for me, it was great. To be a part of Krrish, I was like 1 or 2 years into movies when I just did Krrish, and I was super scared and I was really nervous.
Really?
I was working with Hrithik Roshan and Rakesh Roshan, and I was like, oh my God. And
yeah, that's a bit too much Roshan for me. Get me out of here.
And it was really scary, But it's great 7 years later to be a part of the franchise again, and it's just got bigger and better, and the story in this film has so much heart, it has so much soul, and I think that's the beauty of Krrish, that he's a superhero and all of that. He has these superpowers, but he has heart. He has a story, he has love, he feels that, and so does my character.
And everyone's got superpowers, but your character doesn't have superpowers, but it still is a very integral part of the story. How important was that to you, that you weren't just the eye candy in the background? Because, I mean, Krrish, you helped create Krrish in the second film.
This movie is entirely about her. It's entirely about Priyanka Chopra.
I'm very happy about that.
It should really be titled We Three instead of Krrish 3. We three are after Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah.
Because everybody in this film is after her.
Yeah.
It's true.
Krrish is saving her. Carl wants her.
That's
it
true.
just
Carl
goes on
wants
and on.
me.
Yeah.
Krish is saving me. The mutants
all
are running
about- it's
after
all
me.
about her.
Basically, the movie should have been called Priya. I don't know what they're doing calling it.
And how long did it take you to put the script for the third film together? Because you've been working on it for quite a while now.
Well, there's a reason it's called Krrish 3. It's taken 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. That's the reason it's called Krrish 3, you know.
And how many changes did it go through? Because
Oh,
I heard
wow,
originally
that's,
that you were going to play the bad guy as well in the original draft, no?
I was not going to. I was trying to sell myself
Okay.
so that they would, take me as the bad guy. But
Yeah.
I failed miserably in selling myself. My dad, when I heard the character of Carl, I was just so excited because it's such a mysterious. It's something that is so new to our cinema. It's so layered, that character, that I just, I wanted to do it so bad, and I kept convincing the writers and my dad,
Man,
I
can
can
you
do like
imagine?
this and I can do like that. And my dad was like, dude, you're playing 3 characters already. If you're playing the villain as well, who's left, What? Yeah,
Are
so...
you grateful that he didn't want to pay you
I'm
as well?
telling you, I was going to say exactly that. I think Hrithik probably wanted to play me too, but Rakesh sir said, I think Priyanka would look prettier in a dress.
Yeah.
Let's
I
just
couldn't
leave-
pull that off. No. There's no
That's
way
our
I could
vision
pull
of
that
him now
off.
in a dress,
In a
auditioning
dress.
for your role now.
That wouldn't have worked.
And can you tell us about your character in this film? Now, did you go back to revisit the old character, the character in the second film, when you were preparing for this role, or have you approached it with fresh eyes?
I think it is a little important because you're playing the same character
Yeah.
and it needs to evolve. And Priya does evolve, of
Yeah.
course. She in this film, besides just being the damsel in distress, it's got a little bit of good and a little bit of bad, which is always so much fun to play.
So basically, Priyanka Chopra is playing herself in this film, guys.
Guys, isn't it good
For
to
the
be
first
bad?
time, you are gonna find
Right?
out what Priyanka Chopra is really about. You will not know whether to desire her or to be afraid of her.
Be afraid.
Yeah.
Be very afraid.
For me, the biggest superhero of Krrish is your father. I mean,
Yes,
he's
that's
managed.
true.
He's managed.
the
to,
one who's manifested this.
He's
So.
come up with the concept, and in
Yeah.
the third film, he's managed to make a film that would take Hollywood 10 times the budget to do. How has he
Exactly.
done it, and what's he like to work with?
Oh my God! Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, right, okay. Because she has a lot to say. Yeah. So I just was wondering, well, I'd like to think of my dad as the flag bearer of
Yeah.
our cinema, because I shudder to think if he didn't exist, there'd be no aliens, there'd be no superhero,
sci-fi.
there'd be no sci-fi.
Yeah.
He truly is someone who works without an ego and believes in progress, and he believes in doing things that scare the hell out of him. So I love his courage. I love the fact that he's doing things not just as a business,
Yeah.
but also as a contribution to cinema. And he works without egos, and that's such an amazing quality about him.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, today Indian cinema is attempting loads and loads of different genres, and the root of it is Koi Mil Gaya. I think that was the kind of turning point. I think
Right,
your
it
father
was.
has changed
It
the face
was,
of Indian
yeah, it
cinema.
was.
I'm not just saying that because you're here. I mean, I think it's a fact.
At a time when people were looking up at me as the action hero, he made me play a mentally challenged a kid, which itself was, kind of the perspective that people had on him was like, what's wrong with you, dude? What are you doing to your son? You're killing him. You're killing his image. But he
'Cause you
was...
go with all the muscles as well.
Yeah, but he really believes in art, cinema, and the thing we do. When he creates something, it's about art, and art cannot be valued in terms of business and profit and loss. Not all the time, Art needs to exist, and it needs to have its organic growth, and it needs to come from your heart. And you cannot create something that you're not from, you're not within.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what my father is. He's a Krrish within. So he's manifested this film.
I'd like
and
to
what's he
see
like
him
as
in
a director? I was going to say, because you're not family, right? So you can kind of tell me, like, what is he like as a director?
Well, I was just going to say, I'd like to see him in a cape and a mask.
Yeah, well,
I think that'd be my request.
wouldn't you? Yeah.
But you work
No,
with a lot of
but-
great directors. What's he like as a director?
Well, I think Rakesh sir is somebody who is so clear about what he wants. on set, and he knows exactly how every scene needs to be done. And as a filmmaker, he's phenomenal. He's path-breaking. He's somebody who comes up with so many fantastic ideas, and yet at the same time, he's not someone, who's overconfident. Like I remember when we started this film, and he narrated the film to me. After every scene, he would stop and he'd say, "I don't know if I can make this movie." Every scene,
Yeah,
the
I
bigger
remember
it got,
he
he would say, "I don't think I can make this movie. Why am I making this movie?" And I
he
was
shelved
like,
he shelved the
"You're
film
Rakesh
about 12
Roshan."
times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it was impossible to do. I mean,
Yeah.
the
It's a
budget that
huge
we have for
vision.
the entire film is equivalent to the budget of one single sequence in a Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
But,
one fight scene.
but still,
yeah.
we are going to make it just look just as good, you know? And,
We
and
will.
that is something that I'm so proud of. It's a completely homegrown film. All the VFX shots have been done in India by Indian hands. Not one single shot has been outsourced. And that is such a proud feeling. I mean, I think we're going to make a few heads turn in the West where they're going to say, dude, what the hell are we doing? We're spending millions to get what these guys have done in 2% of the cost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How is that possible? Get them here. We want to learn from them now.
Yeah. And what's the biggest lesson that you've learned from Rakesh Roshan? And what's the biggest lesson you've learned?
I think the fact that you go ahead without fear. He's
Yeah.
a really fearless man.
Really?
To take on something so big, to have a vision which is completely different from anybody, from all norm, takes a big heart. And he's a wonderful person. Scares you a little bit sometimes. Scares me. When he comes on set, and he always pulls my leg, and he's always yelling at me and then making up with me, and that's the fun of him. He's a
Yeah.
little kid in his head, and that's why he makes these movies which children love, which families love, and everyone can go and watch them.
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from your father? I mean, you've been surrounded by his work since you were a child.
Well, I'd like to go back to the first time that I visited his set as a child, and I saw my father for the first time on set. I saw him on the ground, literally on his fours, and he was cleaning the ground off some dirt that was lying there. And he couldn't do it with his hands, so he looked for a broom, and he got the broom, and he was cleaning the floor. And there was a multitude of people in the crew, and I was thinking to myself, I got embarrassed. I was like, isn't there someone else there to do that for him? Because in the house, he's the king. But when I saw him at the place of work, that was my first lesson that I learned, that status is not defined by what work you do, but how well you do it. It doesn't matter what you do, but how well you do it. Yeah. So that was my first ever lesson. Post that, there have been innumerable lessons that I have learned in various ways, which I would not like to express right now. Some of them have been pretty difficult. Some of them have been achieved through a lot of arguing and convincing, in which she can expound on that.
And is it
Tell
true
me
that
about
you wanted
that.
to be a director before?
Sorry?
Did you want to be a director before you wanted to be an actor because you worked as an assistant?
Oh, no. Never. I never want to be a director. I'm happy being an actor. Being a director is dude, that's tough work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like being an actor.
And do you remember, he was surrounded by cinema since he was a kid. I mean, when were you first aware of cinema, and how important did it play a part in your upbringing?
Well, I was first aware of cinema on the first day of set.
Really?
I am someone who came into the movie business with absolutely no background. I come from a small town called Bareilly, and I'm a daughter of 2 army officers who are doctors. And I became Miss India, and then I became Miss World, which happened right here in London, by the way. And when I went back to India, in fact, Rakesh sir was one of the first filmmakers that I had met, who spoke to me about movies. And I was 18 years old. I had no idea. The first day I walked onto set, I didn't know how to say my lines. I cried because, they put so much makeup on me, and I didn't know how to keep my eyelashes.
And now
they
she
would
cries if there's less makeup on her. Give me more! Can't you see? Give me more!
Now if we have a conversation about who wears more makeup.
Well,
Oh!
Snap.
Wow.
is there any story you can tell us about Hrithik from the making of Krrish?
Hey. Hey.
After you made that
What's this chat
comment about
about?
me,
Why are you trying to get personal, huh? What? Yeah, she does have stories. And may I just remind you that I have stories about her as well.
Uh-oh.
So be careful.
Okay.
Fine, fine. You know, I think Hrithik is the most incredible actor. Work with, he's phenomenal. And
Thank you,
no, but
thank you.
seriously, I have to say, you know, when Hrithik got onto this film, you know, Hrithik came onto this film, and I just want to give this away a little bit. He was physically in a really, really bad shape. He had, like, his knees were all messed up. He had, your spine had
Double
slip
slip
disc,
disc.
double slip disc.
Yeah, I can help you with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
he had a double slip
No
disc.
cartilage in my knees. Double slip disc.
And you know, people were saying that, you know, he shouldn't do this film. The doctors said that it'll be too much action for him. But he did his research. He figured it out. He told his dad, "I want 3 months." And he took those 3 months. And today you see Krrish 3, and all the action in the film that he's done completely on his own. And you know, that is a story of a hero. And that's why he is the superhero that he plays
Hrithik
today.
Roshan fans, come on. You gotta come on.
Well, thank you.
Wow, could I have made you look better?
Well, you know, thank you for
Just
that.
saying.
Thank you
Now
for
you
that.
gotta
Putting it
tell
out
us a
there.
nice story about her now.
Well, but we all have such stories. We all have our struggles, and you know, right? We're not here right now to sit on this platform and glorify our struggles. Priyanka's worked so hard, and she's achieved. She's an overachiever. But we all have those stories in our heads. But what she's trying to say is that, you know, things are possible. Life is more than what meets the eye, and if you just keep going, you will. If you seek and if you search, you will find your answers. You can change your environment if you just take 100% responsibility yourself, you know, and stop blaming things and blaming God and blaming people. Just, you know that the steering of your life is in your hands, and you have the power if you just decide. You know, and that's what happens with me when I wear the Krrish mask and cape. It's just a decision that I take, I make, I say, I'm unstoppable, I'm unbreakable, and that's what I end up being. You know, it's that simple.
How much pain did you go through with this film, going through this film physically?
Pain is inevitable. We all will go through pain.
Yeah.
Suffering is a choice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I choose not to suffer.
I don't even like pain, though.
No. Okay, right.
I don't want no pain.
And
Well.
all the guys around the world are going to want to know, how did you get your incredible physique in the movie?
Oh man, come on. That is.
You're very modest about it,
that
but
is,
the trailers have kind of had people's eyes popping out.
That's the most common question I get asked,
Yeah.
and the answer to that is actually very, very. It's such an objective, logical answer. You know, we all know what to do. We know what to eat. We know what's not good to eat. We know that we need to work out. We know all the things. They're just tools. We got to use those tools, and you can create the body you want. I do not, and I repeat this. You know, having a six-pack and being ripped is not the epitome of being healthy. You know, being healthy is just a state of being where you feel good about yourself, and as long as you're healthy, it's good enough. But if you want to get ripped, guys, yeah, just use the tools that you know you have. You know, use your resources and do it. Stop asking me. Do it. You know, get out there and do what you need to do. Stop asking me. Yeah.
Okay. But is there any questions?
What was the most fun thing about this movie? Like,
What was the
one
most
thing
fun
that
thing?
sticks out to you?
Well, you know.
I
Sorry.
appreciate that.
All right. Well, to be honest, yes, we did have a lot of fun. If Priyanka Chopra is on the set, it clearly, you know, it just becomes fun because she's a funny girl. You know, you want to laugh at her. So, but besides that,
I made it fun
what was
for you. What?
yeah, of course you did. Every time I did a single action shot, she used to come back to me and say, "What the hell were you doing? Yeah, you should do it like this, you know. You should do it like this." It's like,
Look,
will you just shut
I
up?
made him look good, okay?
But honestly, I think what really drives me, you know, when I wake up in the morning and I'm brushing my teeth and have the enthusiasm, it's right, you know, it's in my bones. It's that challenge, you know, it's that challenge to really find out what my truest potential is. You know, what's the purpose of me being born? I really want to find that out. I want to know how far I can push myself and what is my extreme potential. You know, what am I capable of? And this is the kind of film that gives me that opportunity of that challenge, you know. And accomplishments lead to happiness is what I believe. So we all need to keep accomplishing. Not great things, not very many big things, but minor victories every single day will eventually give you a good night's sleep. So that's what we should look forward to. Is the problems in our lives, is to overcome them in our lives from sunrise to sunset. Have a victory log, just like write your victories every single day. You'll have a peaceful night's sleep. Look forward to the next day's problems. You'll be happy, guys. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to. You're already happy. You're here. We're all excited, but still.
Who's got
I'm just
another
saying.
question? Okay, this gentleman here.
Hi,
Hi. What's your name?
Deep.
Deep.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Deep.
How exciting was it working with your father on set than doing?
Sorry?
How exciting was how exciting was it working with your father on set than being at home?
Then being at home, wow, I have never been asked the question in this particular manner. Well, how is it being on set with my father? I've never been on set with my father. I've been on set with a director who happened to be my father when he's in the house. So it's pretty much a director and actor relationship that we have on set. Half the time I have to remind myself that I'm not the assistant, I'm the main lead. Stop wiping the floor. Stop sitting and dirtying my clothes. Don't worry about the other guy's hair not being in place. I am not the assistant. So that's what goes on in my head. But I really want to say that my father and I really create a fantastic team because our lines of communication is completely open. I can tell him anything that comes to my mind, and he can tell me anything that comes to his mind. And I think that's how we all should be, in any kind of relationship, a work relationship, a love relationship. You should be able to communicate. That's a very essential ingredient of any relationship.
Hi, Hrithik and
Hello.
Priyanka.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for both of you. If you were a superhero in real life as Krrish and as romantic a superhero like Krrish is, what is the most romantic thing you would do being a superhero?
Is that first for her or first for me?
Both of you.
I know being romantic. You
If
be
you're a
romantic.
superhero, what would you do as something romantic as a superhero?
Like you'd fly like on the Empire State
Oh,
Building.
no.
Oh, okay.
No. I believe, I truly think I am a superhero because of the way I live my life. I live my life I connect with the same values. I would like to live my life the way a superhero does.
Can we play a clip from the film? Okay. Now, is it true that you were teaching him dance steps?
Always. She teaches me everything because she believes I really can't get anything right.
Whatever, you make me sound so bad.
That's so
Awful.
bad.
It's okay that you can't get anything right, I understand. But we don't have to tell everyone
No,
that.
but I have to say, the constructive criticism that I get from Priyanka Chopra really makes me how good I am.
Who are you are today? Yeah.
It's true. It really is true.
So you all owe big debt. We all owe you.
Of course, completely. He
Next
is what he is
question.
because of me.
This lady over here.
Hi, Hrithik. Hi, Priyanka. You guys are looking amazing. Can I please ask you, what is your favorite dance step?
Can you do it?
Can you do it for us, please?
Your favorite dance step.
What is
have a
your
favorite
favorite
dance
dance
step?
step?
My favorite dance step is when you do the wave and I catch it. Oh yeah.
now- Oh, we can do that.
We can do that.
I can do the wave and you can catch it.
The boy.
Right.
Go on.
Right. I'm gonna do the wave and she's gonna catch it. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Here goes.
Right. Right. Ooh.
All right, take it, baby.
Who got it?
That was new.
Next question.
Like, we just reinvented the wave right
What's
now.
your question?
My question is, what were some of the challenges, difficulties making a film of this size, and what would you have done differently? Were you under time pressures of a bigger budget? Would you have done anything differently? Thank you.
Well,
Thank
differently,
you.
I don't think I would have asked for any thing different because I'm really happy that we went through what we went through, the challenges that we went through in making this film. I remember when we started off, my dad saying, why are we making this film? You're not going to make anything. I'm not going to make anything. It's bad business. And I told him that, Dad, now it's like a duty now. It's like a responsibility. We owe this to our audience now because, you've got the vision. And when you have the vision, you become a slave to it, And I think that was the biggest challenge, just to take that first step, that leap of faith. That's the toughest. Once you take that leap of faith and you're on your way, then whatever comes your way, you're just gonna. Even if you get battered, you fall, you keep rising back up, and I think that's how we. I must say that there's no man can achieve greatness in isolation. It's about teamwork, and the team that we've had, for this film, has been absolutely incredible, and it's Indian, it's an Indian team. We believe in emotions, we believe in sticking by each other, we believe in family values, we believe, we're from that culture. And that's what separates this superhero film from every other superhero film in the world. That it's an Indian superhero with its Indian values, and it's an emotional movie. This you can feel the emotion right
and
here.
Please, can you imagine Iron Man doing the wave?
Exactly.
Which superhero can dance?
Question in the back over there, the lady.
Hi, my question for you is, Hrithik, you said earlier how Western movies could learn from you guys. What would be one piece of advice that you'd give to them?
The advice that I would give to them would be, very simply, go watch Krrish 3.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll learn a thing or two.
Yeah. How to make an incredible movie in such a small budget.
Okay, Hrithik, I'll let you choose.
Right here.
I'll let you choose. Okay. This lady here.
Basically, what was like the maximum number of retakes you had to do for a certain scene in the movie?
Oh, was there one scene where you did lots
Like
of retakes?
maximum retakes, was there any?
Maximum number of retakes. In like I have a shot where you can see it in the promo actually. It's the one where Krrish is rising up between all the buildings with the city behind him. If I tell you the number of takes I did for that, I really would want a lot of compassion and sympathy. All right? Are you ready to give that to me?
Yes!
All right? Okay. I did about 45 takes to get that right.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really painful. I'm trying to build it up more. Give me some more. Yeah. It was 45 takes. I was in tremendous agony, but we got that shot right. I was just about to stop myself.
Okay, we've got time for one final question.
I stopped at 3.
Some people are just gifted. They're just born natural.
Sorry,
They're just
stopped
gifted.
at 3.
Some people have to go through the grind.
45.
Yeah, 45.
Okay, we've got time for one more question. Hrithik, I'm going to let you choose.
Just in a minute.
What is Ridan and Rihan's favourite song in Krrish 3?
Their favorite song in Krrish 3 is Raghupati Raghav, of course, because I'm dancing the most in that. And I have to say, they saw the promo of Krrish 3 and they were really excited because they thought it was better than the Avengers. Wow.
Awesome.
That was like... And children can't really fake it. They're really pure. So when they say it, I believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the talk with these two amazing individuals.
Aww.
Please, can you give them the biggest cheer?